Welcome to the next video reviewing samples of Hyperdocs. We are at hyperdocs.co. We went to find and samples, which brings us to this page. This time we're going to be looking at a sample Google Doc, and we're going to go to the mathematics category. And this goes to our shared Google Drive folder. Let's go down maybe to copy of geometry Hyperdoc. And in this case, to show it to you, I'm going to go ahead and actually make a copy. So I'm going to go to File and make a copy. And as I did with the last video, I'm going to open up my Google Keep. And that way I can evaluate this resource with the items that we know make a quality hyperdoc. So first of all, aligned to learning objectives. Now it's not necessarily here that I see my learning objectives. I do see topics, but they aren't really I can statements or anything to that degree. But I'm hoping that I'm going to find that on the pages here. So in this Google Doc, these links are actually going to bookmarked areas within the same Google Doc. So everything that a student needs is inside of here, which means it's going to be fully resourced. It's going to provide space for student response, which we'll see. There will be multimodal resources and multimodal response options inside of here. I did not see potential for collaborative or whole group response in this one, but again, a really easy thing to add, and perhaps that actually takes place right inside the classroom. A very good spot for it. So let's go ahead and follow this link down to Chapter 13, Area of Rectangles Review. And in this case, it still does not really specify what the learning objectives here, except that it has a topic. So I would probably improve upon that in some way if I were to reuse this as a teacher. Notice here we have a column of resources, and I'm going to see that as a consistency of use, resources and activities. And if I go up to another one, okay, I see resources and activities. So that speaks to our consistency in use. So inside of here we're asking the student to define. So I can type in this space as a student and replace it. I have access to a worksheet that I can complete and submit to Google Classroom if my teacher asks me to. Notice that in this case, the teacher asks that if you actually complete this, to fill this cell in with blue, right? And so it just becomes a visual indicator to a teacher looking at it. Here is a hyperlink to a video. Again, in Google Docs, it's very complicated to get a video embedded in here, so it shows. So you have to actually link out to them. And then here, the teacher is asking you as a student to put how many points you got on the work that you did inside of this worksheet. What's the definition again of a rectangle? This was for congruency up here. This is for a rectangle. Again, student just writes it out. Rectangles worksheet that they could work on, and then making sure that that link to the work that they have done goes here. And then finally, notice this darker red is going to be doing an assessment in Google Classroom. So that would be directly to an assignment link in Google Classroom is put there, and then you can still have the score put here as well. Now, this link also still bookmarked to the very end, which is what I love about this one, is that we know that students tracking their own progress towards a goal has a positive impact on learning outcomes. So here not only is a student reporting on their scores that they get, but also provided the opportunity to reflect on how they did on what they did. What went well, what did not go well, in 1 to 4 sentences, just explain that. And then what's nice about this is as a teacher, you know, or even as a student thinking about my progress in something, I have all of that here in one visible spot. And that could be really, really helpful for parent teacher conferences, student conferences, as you're talking about their personal growth, or just a teacher trying to figure out what do my kids actually know and what can they do. So again, a great Google Doc sample, easy to add opportunities for more modes of response types, and easy to add opportunities for collaborative or whole group response destinations as well. Again, as with all of these on the Hyperdocs site, hyperdocs.co, find them in samples. You are free to use and duplicate and modify any of the ones that you find here. Check them out. Have a fantastic Hyperdoc day.